All right, hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here with Jason Blaha Strength and Fitness, and today I'm going to answer the question I got asked by someone in one of my live streams. They were like, what do you think about people using all these GLP-1s for weight loss? What's your thoughts on it? You lost a lot of weight before. Yeah, it's a good question, but a quick reminder, if you guys will please click a like and drop me a comment down below. I would appreciate it so much. I think my answer to this might surprise people because I am actually known for, hey, let's do all this hard stuff. Let's get it done. I lost 150 pounds the hard way when I was younger. I was 320. I got down to 170 with no fat burners. However, I'm also a practical person, and I understand that I am an exception to the rule, right? I am an exception to the rule. I do well with hardship. I do well with hard things. And I'm a very extreme person. Okay. And understanding that, and also having understood how difficult it is to lose 100 plus pounds as someone who's done it, it's hard. It's hard. I had to work my butt off, literally. I lost 150 pounds with no fat burners. This is, again, 25 years ago, but still. Then, of course, I got sick, spent almost a year in bed, regained almost 100 pounds, had to lose all that again later. Did it all the hard way, but here's my thing. I have some compassion for this on this end. And I know a lot of personal trainers and coaches who are like, well, they need to train, they need to quit being lazy. It's like, no, you're just worried about losing clients. You're worried about losing business. The reality. I feel like this is a medical decision. This is not the place for trainers and coaches to tell people really what they need to do. So again, I know people have these strong opinions, but I tend to hold the opinion of, look, if a person is really overweight, then their health is being threatened, which is pretty much everyone who's really overweight. It's life-threatening to a greater or lesser extent to everybody. I don't really care what your situation is. It is life-threatening no matter what to be morbidly obese. All right? And we all understand this. It's a major medical problem. And a person is struggling to lose weight. They're struggling with the discipline and they're struggling to get everything done. I mean, technically their life is on the line. Okay. And if their medical doctor and them have talked about it and their doctor believes that it's the right choice for them, see where I'm going with this? Right. Their medical doctor is looking at their situation and they believe it's the right choice for this patient. Who am I to tell that person not to do it? Who are you to tell that person not to do it? No, really think about that. This is their medical doctor. Okay? This is their medical doctor. I may know a lot. I think I do sometimes. I don't think that I need to be stepping between a medical doctor and their patient who is struggling to lose weight, who thinks that they have weighed out the risk of a medication and its life-saving and life-changing potential versus the risks of it. See where I'm going with this? This is not my spot. I'm going to defer to their doctor. So if I even have a client and they're in that situation, I'm going to tell them to defer to their doctor on it. I'm going to say, look, like this is, if your doctor thinks this is the right choice, Now, here's what I will say with that. A lot of people are like, but they're not learning the habits. If their doctor is following the protocols as they're supposed to be, then they will be giving them possibly over to a dietitian. They will be wanting them to have a trainer. Okay, so let's be clear. What is the literature on this show and what is the medical advisement on, say, Ozempic? Okay, are we aware of what they are? They're supposed to be eating a high protein diet and they're supposed to be exercising. Okay, do we all understand this? This is what the prescription is. So the doctors aren't just when various medications are given, stuff like this is assigned to it. Their doctor is supposed to be telling them to increase their protein intake and that they need to be exercising. In many cases, their doctor should be possibly referring them to a trainer, saying, hey, look, you might need some help with training on this. You probably should be lifting weights. Okay, so if their doctor is really doing what is supposed to be done with this, they're still going to be coming to trainers and coaches. They're still going to be eating, but they're still going to be going to the gym because that's what they're supposed to do, because otherwise they're going to lose a lot of muscle. Their metabolism is going to slow down, right? They're going to regain the weight. And that's the problem. Like, if they do it correctly, like look, if the person is going to go with this and learn the good habits to go with it, to go with the medication, right? Their doctor is giving them this advice. They're under the care of a medical professional. They're doing what you're supposed to do, which is increase your protein. They're working out and learning good habits like they need to keep the weight off. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I think this is a positive thing. Okay? But that's going to be my caveats. Someone who just wants to not change anything and just take it and think it's going to be permanent, they're going to be in for a rude awakening. They're going to have problems. Why? Because I've heard people say, well, it doesn't matter because if I just regain the weight, I'll just do Ozempic again and again and again and again. So they'll keep relosing that 50 or 100 or 150 pounds over and over. Right? That's going to really be a problem. Except for the side effects of the drug, the side effects of the weight regain. It's going to be deadly. That's going to kill them eventually. And if not, it's going to completely destroy their health, run it into the ground pretty much permanently. So that's not really an option. But if they're going to go the other route and it's being done as an assistance to them making the lifestyle changes and their doctors prescribing it, I'm like, I'm seeing this as a net positive. Sure, would I rather people did it the correct way? Yeah, but we have an obesity epidemic that has to be addressed. We have a real crisis here, and this is a health crisis, right? This whole health at any size nonsense doesn't work. Obesity is deadly. It's killing us. So at this point, we have to be exploring every option possible. And this seems to be working. Wouldn't be my first choice, but it seems to be working. And it's better than everyone staying obese. So again, I'm going to defer to the doctor and say if their medical professional thinks that this is the right choice for them, I'm going to say, hey, yeah, good idea. But you better be trying to work on eating right and eating protein and getting in the gym. You better get your butt to the gym. That's what I'm going to say. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.